I wanted to do something that would give back to the hospitality. I wanted to bring the good old days onto a platform, and hopefully I can inspire the younger generation to get into hospitality.
Once you step into an angry guest or you are handling a guest complaint or something, remove the barrier.
Absolutely.
I mean, don't stand behind the counter and start to have a conversation. Go face the guest, and this will give you even more strength
confidence
and confidence to face the complaint. There's no problem to say yes, we are wrong.
And I still remember the guy telling me, I met this one guy, I think he was from a Swiss college. And the sentence he said to me was, "Do you like traveling? Are you ready to travel the world?" You know, and I was like, "Ready, yeah, okay."
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, this was the dream. You know, I'm gonna. The instant reaction was, I'm going to be on a flight, 7 days a week, and I'll see the world. And then I started digging deep into hospitality. What you study on the books is irrelevant to some, right?
Absolutely.
There were a lot of times I was thinking, what I've learned on the books is not what I'm applying on the floor.
Where is it actually?
It's like a whole different world. The most successful hoteliers, I believe, are the ones who started from scratch.
Absolutely.
You know,
not by chance.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you know, are the ones who have done your job, who understand stress levels. You understand that, you know, that we're all human beings.
True. If I pull out my phone right now, trust me, I'll find more guest numbers than my friends in there actually.
Probably,
You know, I mean, in this so many years of, you have actually made a lot of guests as your friends and all that.
To be successul as a hotelier, you have to, for lack of a better word, clean those dishes and mop those floors and clean those rooms and, you know, pick up that luggage to make you successful, because you need to empathize more than anything else, and you need to respect. If you are a good leader, is one who probably, you know, empathizes and understands that the people are probably stressed and you need to react differently. Which nothing to say that, which you also mean you have to be firm. I mean, if someone's doing something wrong, you have to be direct. Okay, this is what you need to do. Maybe you'll phrase it in a different way and get things done.
Right. Hi, I'm Nikhil. I'm from India. And, you know, I'm a very people's person. So hospitality is the only thing I've done in my life. So, yeah, call me a hotelier.
Hi, my name is Ayman. I'm from Egypt. The most I like about hotel industry is the memorable guest experience. That's why you can call me a hotelier.
And my name is Neil Fernandez, and welcome to the first ever episode of Call Me a Hotelier. Thank you, Nikhil, Ayman, for joining me on this adventure. You're the first guys to have joined me on this episode. Just to give you all guys a small little feedback, Nikhil and Ayman are both leading hotel operations as hotel managers in their respective properties, working with teams which are both diverse in culture as well as highly skilled. So I'm very excited to be talking to you all guys today and taking this forward. As you guys heard before, I've started this podcast. This is the first ever episode. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm a hotelier. I've been a hotelier for forgetting actually. So it's 25 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 years. I'm rounding off actually. 25 years of being a hotelier.
Nice.
And I wanted to do something that would give back to hospitality. You know, I think the white hair is making me.
That's a very good thought. That's indeed a very good thought.
I'm starting to think like an aged old man. But I had this thing for the last couple of years. Actually, I have, as you guys have already told you guys, I do a small little podcast which goes back to our Goan culture. I wanted to do something that would kind of give back to the hospitality. So there's twofold. One, again, you know, just to showcase how interesting our lives have been in the hotel.
Absolutely.
So Ayman and me, Nikhil and me have been working together. Yeah. So we've been colleagues at work. And one of the most common thing that we have right now is whenever we meet, it's always laughs, right? I mean, that's the memories. Yeah, we talk about the good old days, as you may call it.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to bring the good old days onto a platform. And hopefully I can inspire the younger generation to get into hospitality. What I want to do through this podcast is tell, maybe a hospitality graduate or somebody who's thinking about getting into hospitality, who's wondering what's work like going to be in the hotel. You know, I want them to understand that it centers around people,
Right.
and it centers around having fun each and every single day. Every day is there's this age old. All the hoteliers say every day is a different
Every
day.
day is different
Yeah,
day,
every day is a
yes,
different day.
Absolutely.
You have nothing remains the same.
True.
That's something I believe in honestly, and I want to use this platform to hopefully share experiences with different types of hoteliers and inspire the younger generation. Okay.
Brilliant.
So that ends my speech. So once again, thank you and welcome to
Thank you. Thank you so
Call
much.
Me a Hotelier.
Thank you.
To start off, let's start off from the beginning. Ayman, perhaps since you're with the A, we'll go alphabetically. So tell us a little bit about your journey. When did you first start thinking about being a hotelier, and how did you fall into this?
So actually, I think it came by chance. I have not select to work in hospitality. However, based on my education, I was graduate from tourism and hotels management. So automatically, this is direct me to go to the tourism fields, which starts with hotels. Randomly, I have looked for a job back in 2006, and I was able to join a hotel. My career starts in the front office team,
Very nice.
specifically in reservation. And here I start my journey. Now it's almost 19 years.
Yeah, very good. So again, just to go a little bit back, when did you decide about hotel management?
When I work in hospitality for such a couple of years, I realized that I like the customer service. I like the guest contacts, direct contacts. I was in love with this job. So
Okay.
I love my job.
Okay. Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, for example, so like for me, for example, I did my schooling, 10th standard, and then I did a couple of 11th and 12th. And that time you usually choose, in India, how it works is you choose between science and commerce and arts, and then usually for me, I grew up, my parents telling me, listen, you're going to be either doctor or engineer.
Of course, the most common. That's what they
Most
knew that time, I guess.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you
You're a
choose
doctor,
careers.
you're an
Absolutely.
engineer. Nothing
Regardless
other
what
than
you want
that.
to be.
Yeah. Nobody asks you. At least in
Exactly.
India, I don't know how it is in the Egyptian culture, but in Indian
Same,
culture,
absolutely.
nobody asks
Same
you.
doctor, yes.
Yeah, so I was always either becoming a doctor or engineer, and then somehow through circumstances I went to commerce. Okay, and it was I thought, okay, fine, maybe I didn't understand which fields I wanted to. And then when I was researching what fields you can get into, I saw hotel management. And that's where I went into, I decided, okay, let me dig a little bit deeper. And I actually attended some, fairs. I don't know if there used to be these education fairs.
Yeah.
And I still remember the guy telling me, I met this one guy, I think he was from a Swiss college, okay? And the sentence he said to me was, do you like traveling? Are you ready to travel the world? And I was like, ready, yeah, okay.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, this was the dream. The instant reaction was, I'm going to be on a flight, 7 days a week, and I'll see the world and stuff like that.
"No,
So
calm down."
he got my attention, and then that's when I said, okay, then I started digging deep into hospitality. So was there any kind of experience you had?
It's not this much because during my studies we go. My profession is the tourist guide. So
okay.
we are more into foreigners, pyramids, hieroglyphic language, and so dealing with foreigners and all is something linked to the tourism fields, linked to the hotel industry, that you are meeting different nationalities. And I think maybe from here I have decided to go to the hospitality or the hotels industry.
Okay. How about you, Nikhil? What's your journey been like?
Mine has been a roller coaster.
Really?
But before I say something, I want to really thank you for having me here. I'm thrilled to be here today, and
No
the
worries.
thought that you have of giving back to the community, it's amazing, Neil. So yeah,
Thank you.
I'm really thrilled to be here today. Now coming back to how I started, I had absolutely no clue. You at
Okay.
least knew that you had done some research, right? You said
Yeah.
I had not done anything. I was a very average student.
Okay.
All right. My two elder brothers, they said they were both engineers. I mean, they were doing engineering, and they were like, you know what? Just get us 70%, and don't worry, we'll get you into engineering college. I said, sure. I got I didn't even make it. So it was like hopeless case.
But I don't know.
Forget it.
Again, sorry, but 70 was like kind of low. Yeah, for me it was 80% to get into engineering.
They said, knowing me, they're like, just get 70. Rest we will handle. So I was that bad, yeah. I couldn't even get that.
Okay.
So they're like, it's a hopeless case.
Okay.
So as you said, science, commerce, or arts.
Yeah.
I was so pathetic. I was like, okay, let's put him in arts and then we will see. So I
Okay.
was in an arts college.
Okay.
All right. And then my brother was in one of this city in university in Pune.
Okay.
Right. And he somehow got to know through his friends and all that there is some kind of a hospitality school that's coming up.
Okay.
And that's where he was like, maybe this is something that Nikki could do, nickname. So he came home one day, brought the brochure, and then he spoke to me and my dad, and he was like, look, this is something, I have seen, maybe we can look at it. So we traveled, 3 of us, me, my dad, my brother, came to this college. We liked it. We looked at the campus. We said, okay, let's get into it. I had till then no clue what hospitality is all about. Yeah. And then the more I got to know about what is it all about, and at one point they said, oh, you're going to be in housekeeping and you're going to be doing a kitchen and you're going to be doing a service. I was like, what? I'm going to do a service? No way. I'm not. So anyhow, the long story short, somehow got in the college, started, and that's where it was a turning point for me, I would say. I started liking it, and it was that time, 2 years of course that we had. So completed that, and then after college you have this management trainee program, right?
Correct.
So the Marriotts came over
Very nice.
to Pune, and they wanted to do some campus interviews, but there was only one catch. They were like, listen, management trainee, 6 months you're supposed to be doing in all the departments, but here we cannot let you do that. You have to decide now as to which department you want to do. I was like,
Okay.
what?
Oh, wow.
That's how I would know where I want to be, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to choose. At that moment, I had to take a call,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, I like to be, as I said, I'm a people's person. I like to be always in the front. So I was like, front office.
Okay.
I said, okay. So interview done. One month down the line, got in Goa Marriott Resort. That's where I did the management training. And started from there. My front office manager, I still remember him. Amazing guy. He liked me so much. And he said, Nikhil, you know what? You're not going back.
Okay.
I said, okay. So stayed there. 1 year down the line, Royal Mirage came in, one of the luxury property here in Dubai, came over for open day interview.
Okay.
Spoke to my senior, said, boss, can I go for an interview? He said, go, no worries, I'll take care
Wait,
of
but
it.
this was in Goa?
That was in Goa.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was supposed to be going for morning shift and he was a night shift. So he said, don't worry, go there and I'll handle. Went there in the morning and I see 20 other guys from the same hotel come for the open day. I was like, zapped.
From your
I'm
same
like,
hotel.
seriously?
Yeah.
Like, what did you tell? I said, my senior is handling it.
Yeah, the GM's like, everybody's not coming.
Yeah, exactly. Where is everyone today? So, gave the interview and apparently got selected.
Very
I
nice.
was really, I was shocked. I was like, what? Seriously? It was like quick, So went back to hotel. Like, okay, so where were you? Like, I was missing in the action. He said, don't even go there. I know you, where were you? All right. So gave my resignation and he was absolutely upset. He's like,
Really?
I did all this for you and you are now, leaving. I said, look,
It's life.
it's
it's
life.
his
I mean,
investment.
and,
Yeah,
You are his
exactly, yeah.
investment.
I'm getting the opportunity at this time of the year. It's just 1 year. I think it's a good exposure. So please look at it in that way for me. And
So how long were you in? So how long were you a management
1
trainee
year.
for? 1 year.
No, 6 months management training,
Okay.
and then 6 months in the job.
You were
I was in the
confirmed.
job, yeah.
Okay.
And that's again, I would say, Marriott has been really a stepping stone for me. That's where
Very
I
good.
started really liking hospitality, and I was like, now I know where I want to be.
Very nice.
a big school.
Yeah,
big
absolutely,
school.
absolutely.
Yep,
And
yep.
then
For me, it was slightly different, because I don't know if y'all guys had it. Like when I was in college, okay, and the 3 years that I was in college, I kind of figured out that I thought at least I wanted to be in food and beverage, and I said, okay, I saw myself being a restaurant manager, And then I actually did how you have the 6 months industrial training
Yeah.
during your 3 years. I did my 6 months only in food and beverage.
Oh,
Okay, I
okay.
was
All
I was
right.
in restaurants, banquets, everything. So somewhere around year 2, when dad and mom were like, "Okay, so what do you see yourself?" I was like, I see myself in restaurant management."
Okay.
And then I actually, when I went, I completed my schooling or the 3-year course in Switzerland. I actually did a 6 month stint over there also in food and beverage. So the minute I graduated, I was like, I want to be in food and beverage. I mean,
Okay.
that's where I think I'm strong with. But the market was so tough at that point of time. This is the year 2000. I was just not getting any roles. And I
Okay.
kind of slipped into front office. So I went back to Goa, and there was a Taj that had just opened up. And through a friend, I came to know about this. I mean, through a friend, through a friend's friend kind of thing, I came to know about this position.
Okay.
And I was just randomly called for an interview for a front desk agent. I said, "Well, let's go and do it. Yeah, why not? Why,
Right.
I don't have anything in hand right now." So I actually slipped into front office. Always thought I was an F&B guy.
Right.
3 years, I even paid more attention to the F&B studies than I did to
office.
front office.
Wow,
Because I
okay.
always thought. But I slipped into it, and then the minute I got into front office, after like 6 months, when I was thinking, okay, do I need to move? I was like, no, I'm enjoying this. So I enjoyed like the same, like, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure all three of us,
Yeah.
customer service,
Absolutely.
talking to the guests,
Yeah.
meeting different kind of customers is what inspired me
Right.
in that field. So during those formative years, when you were just starting off in front office, was there anybody who inspired you, Ayman, in that role?
Yeah, there was someone.
Manager?
It's myself.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Who was
let me say
you remember your
this.
first manager?
Of course,
Okay.
I never forget him.
Let's do this thing. Gem of a person, or you don't want to talk about it?
He gave me the chance to depend on myself.
Okay.
So, and was my experience in my first hotel. It was a pre-opening, and pre-opening, this is one of the very good and nice experience,
Yeah.
especially for those fresh graduate and you have zero experience and you step into a pre-opening hotel. And at this time, I have some challenges with the colleagues, with the team. So the benefit of my manager is that please depend on yourself, teach yourself, and he create for me the proper environment to study well the system and all, and SOPs, and and I done my own study, and here where I start. And I think when I finished my study, I went back to the front desk stronger than the people already there. Yes.
Okay. Nikhil, any mentor along the way?
Definitely. I mean, I
Anyone?
would say I will never forget those two guys as my mentors. One was very strict by the
Okay.
books. The other one, the female colleague, senior, she was like very supportive. Any mistake I make, he was like, "It's okay, Nikhil. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm here." So yeah, that was those two guys. I still, till date, I'm in touch with them. One of them is a cluster general manager in Seychelles.
Okay.
We just met in ATM. So yeah, amazing time. Amazing time.
So I had a similar experience like you.
Yeah.
So when I first started off in Taj, I had there were 3 duty managers. One was very neutral. One was a very tough guy, and one was a sweet, loving guy who I'm still in touch with. The sweet, loving guy. But it shaped the
Yeah,
way it's
true.
important. Your first
Absolutely.
managers are so important because they shape the way either you love the industry or you hate the industry.
The industry, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's important, I think, for the young generation to kind of depend on the manager that they're most comfortable with to
True.
kind of shape their thought process.
Right,
Like,
right.
for example, there was the tough guy was he was I used to be scared of him, to be honest with you. I used to be shit scared of him, but he was such a nice guy that he was tough during the job, but at the end of the shift he'd be like, "Come Neil, let's
Come,
go
yeah,
home
let's-
together,"
yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
we'll go, he's put his hand around
Yeah,
me
that's the best
and
part
walk
of it,
across.
I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
And the other guy, who I'm still in touch with, he's the guy who kind of gave me opportunities. So for example, there was a guest complaint, he would be like, "Okay, do you want to go handle it?" At that time I was like, "Are you sure you want me to go handle it?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead, see what you can do." At least guide me and say, "Okay, fine, this can be done." delegate a little bit of tasks as far as
Great,
and this is something I take back even
course.
now when I work with interns and stuff like that. I
Right.
tell them, go ahead, try your level best, because then you'll fall, you'll make mistakes. I made I made a lot of
Absolutely.
mistakes,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
That's
that's
how
how
it
it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Yeah, true. Absolutely.
Yeah, good. So any funny experiences along the way during your first formative years that you're
So
many?
so many, definitely so many.
you were
in the
sorry, you were
beginning.
in a pre-opening, huh?
Yes, I start with the
Wow.
pre-opening.
Wow,
Yes,
Interesting.
that's interesting.
That's
Yeah, there must have been long hours and fun along the way, right?
it was very fun. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Especially when you are without this much of experience, you are still doing the first steps, and you
Baby
are
steps. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're trying to understand: are you really in the right place? Are you really in the right job? Are you really going to continue this career for so long, or you're just for the sake of having a job and you're getting this one and you're moving and doing shift? And this is what happened since 19 years now. So I think this was always going as a lesson for us to move forward.
I'm sure all three of us came to Dubai not with a thought that will stay longer, right? I mean, for me, I thought, okay, let's see 2-3 years maybe down the line, get the experience, move.
Really?
20 years down the line, I'm
yeah.
here.
I think for both of us is different because I think we're both parents are here
Yeah,
in
yeah,
UAE.
yeah. So,
Okay,
so
alright.
Ayman's dad
Okay.
was based in Alain, right?
And I-
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
alright,
And for me,
okay.
dad and mom were always based
So
in
you
Dubai.
have always had someone with you.
So
here,
I was
yeah?
born here already.
Wow.
So I mean, for me, I was like, yes, this is my
Yeah.
always the place
Okay.
where I will build and continue
So
my
at least
career.
you had someone, man.
Yeah,
You
yes,
at least had
yes.
someone. I was like, where am I?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
No, but ironically, Nikhil, you say that for me, when I started off my career in Goa, my dad kept on telling me, come to Dubai. And I was like, no, I had freedom, man. I was living my life,
Right.
single man,
Up to dad is down
Yeah,
there.
you have your
Absolutely.
late nights, you work hard, party harder kind of concept. So I had a nice group of friends, we were enjoying ourselves. And then at some point of time, my dad was like, he kept on pushing me, saying, you need to come to Dubai. He was thinking long term, as far
course.
as, settling down and stuff like that. But when I finally did move in 2009, to be honest with you, at that point of time, I was like already married, already had a kid. So at that point of time, I was like, okay, now I need to, let go of that, the good old days and kind of settle
Oh,
down.
you moved in 2009.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was.
I'm the.
You're the oldest.
I'm the oldest here.
Technically, yeah, you're the
Oh, okay,
oldest.
all
When did
right.
you move to Dubai or to UAE?
2006.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are
2004.
2004,
Yeah.
4, 6, and I actually technically moved in 2009.
Okay.
Up to 2009, I was in India.
Okay.
All,
All right.
enjoying my. Well, I had already been married, so. But,
Okay. Right. Okay. Nice.
Ironically, or not, incidentally, Geeta and I, my wife and I, we met. We actually were part of the pre-opening.
Okay. Okay.
So
the
as
pre-opening
most
became a life.
even you as well, right?
Yeah,
Both of you are-
absolutely. Yeah,
both of you are
Both of us were
hoteliers.
hoteliers,
I
yeah.
think that's a common thread, right?
Yeah.
Only Ayman's unique. His
Okay.
wife is not a hotelier.
Not a hotelier, but she's also from tourism and hotels industry.
Okay,
okay,
so,
so she
the
understands,
roots
yeah.
are still the same. Okay.
So Geeta and I were like working. My wife and I were working 18-hour shifts.
Wow.
Pre-opening
Yeah, of course.
with the Hyatt in India. So it's pretty much. I
Oh,
think
of
a
course,
lot.
in India,
A
it's
lot of.
different.
I think a lot of hoteliers end up marrying from within the hotelier community because you spend so many hours. Not that I enjoyed those 18 hours were fun.
I have
you-
witnessed a lot of such a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. So great. So we've gone a little bit into the history. Now I'd like to get a little bit into what your current roles and stuff is. And we'll start off with Nikhil. In your current role, what's your day like? I just want to know.
Lot of things, of course, is being in charge of the hotel. Look at the entire hotel operations day to day. A lot of meetings, of course, with the teams, with the HODs, looking at areas of improvements. What we're doing good, what we need to improve on. And then based on that, we have set of meetings, of course, that happens on daily basis, weekly basis. So a lot of interaction and yeah.
What best part of your day?
Best part of my day is when I go around, meet people, and see how happy they are. That's what makes me happy. If I see them happy working around with the smiles,
Yeah.
that makes me happy, and it's kind of gives me a feeling that okay, they are not being forced, but they
Yeah.
are actually working with
Yeah.
with genuine smile and everything. So that's what I like about just going around meeting people, and
Yeah.
when they see me all up on the floors, they feel comfortable talking and all that stuff. So that's what I like,
Yeah.
most. And then before I start my day, of course,
Yeah.
we're getting into the actions. But yeah, this is something I really like,
Yeah.
and meeting my people every day.
For me, you know what? I'm a restless guy.
Yeah.
I can't sit in one
No,
place for more than
absolutely. Same
30
here.
minutes. I
I
mean,
can't.
I even now at home, I think as a hotelier, what happens is you are so into moving around,
True.
going from
Correct.
one department to the other, going to meet different kind of people that you have a short attention span. My
Absolutely.
wife gets pissed off with me as well because I don't.
Same.
I feel restless if I'm in my office for like 30 minutes. And then if I need to do something else, I was like, okay,
Yes.
even if it means just go out and do something different.
Absolutely. People complain of my friends and all when we have lunch and all. They're like, "What the hell, man? You just sat and you finished." So it's the hospitality that gave me
Yeah.
that kick. I mean,
Yeah.
if you in a busy environment, you know that you have things to finish. You go for a lunch to a cafeteria, 15 minutes back, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where exactly. And until today, I'm like,
Very
fast
quick and
eater,
all.
fast
Yeah,
and
yeah.
don't
Quick in
move.
action.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Quick in
how it
action.
is. But
Yeah. So, buddy, Ayman, what about you? What's your day like?
It's the same as what Nikhil said. Since we are in charge of hotel operation, for me, I have two hotels. So one day here, one day here. Sometimes I divide my day between both hotels. My day start with my HOD's meeting, and after this, I really like to go around. More also, I like to interact with the guests to show the team how a good rule of examples how to create an experience with the guest. Maybe you put some jokes, maybe some of your regular guests you check about their feedback, take some notes, take some comments. I don't mind to go in the breakfast and see someone and start to say, hi, how are you today? How's your day? How's your breakfast? Take some feedbacks. This is how I do during my day, and it end up all with the meetings. And
So for me, over time, to be honest with you, I've got this thought process that I don't like long meetings. Okay. Again, it's the same thing about getting restless.
Yeah.
So in my place I put up a small little signage just above where I sit, which says something on the lines of don't have any long meetings, don't have too many meetings, and if you don't bring value to the meeting, don't come.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
that's
just for the
that's-
namesake
yeah,
of doing
yeah,
it. You want to do it just
yeah.
to show, put it on papers.
I hate meetings where
Yeah.
if either I'm learning something
Right.
or I'm bringing in value for that meeting. But
Right.
other than that, I don't like these kind of long.
True.
I enjoy, like you said, Ayman, I enjoy a little bit more of those conversations. With
just
the customer.
interact and even stuff interact.
Yeah. I think this is what sets us apart. I think as hoteliers,
Absolutely.
it's that we our for me, I would say if I had to define a hotelier, irrespective whether you're from the front office or you're a chef or even you're at the back end, I think the core thing would be is that we are customer centric. We have to be talking to the customer,
Right.
talking to the staff, to the team. You need to have
very
those
important.
conversations.
Very
Those 15-20 minutes, even if it means just understanding what's happening, what are the challenges and stuff.
Right.
And I think that's what I love about being a hotelier. Those interactions, where you even if it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you share a joke with the guest.
Right.
A lot of I think there's a misconception, my personal viewpoint, but there's a misconception that a tough customer is should be avoided. I would say a tough customer for me would be someone. For me, it's a challenge of getting him on the other side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm sure.
I don't mind going and telling him, okay, I'm wrong. Let's move
Yeah.
forward.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of recently I saw this. There's a small reel going around. I don't know if you've seen it about some guests who were screaming and shouting.
Yes,
at a
in one
hotel
of the countries,
reception
correct,
with
yeah.
regards
correct,
to
yes,
some.
yes, yes. It was very bad.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's this thing about
want
the
to create
customer.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
the customer is always right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where you have to talk to the customer and tell
Yeah.
him, hey, you know what? You may think you're right, but there's another perspective, and then
Absolutely.
we need to look at
Yeah.
both sides of the story before
Correct.
we move forward.
I was looking at this video, by the way, and I like seen it like for 3-4 times. I was like analyzing how this gets reached to this amount of anger.
Yeah.
I think maybe some shortfalls that there is no one have approached them. When I think this is one of the things that we learn when we are still juniors. Once you step into an angry guest or you are handling a guest complaint or something, remove the barrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, don't stand behind the
Yeah,
counter and
true.
start to
Yeah.
have
I'm
a
in the front,
conversation.
yeah.
Go face the guest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this will give you even more strength
Confidence
to
and,
and confidence
yeah,
to
absolutely.
to face the
Yeah.
complaint. There's no problem to say yes, we are wrong.
Yeah.
Let me try and make it up for you. But I think here, when I look at this video like 3-4 times, I was really studying every and each one interaction with this guest, and even the interaction of the guest himself.
Yeah.
How he could reach to this
Yeah.
without anyone moving from the desk, and they're all behind the desk.
No,
It was
you're
very
right.
strange.
I mean,
Yeah.
posture. I think our posture makes a lot of difference
Yeah,
when
of
you are
course.
talking to
Yeah.
certain guest, and you need
I
to come out of that.
had when I was like a mid-level manager, I had one department head, the front office director, who used to do this very well. He used to always, no matter, even if he was standing behind the desk, and the minute he realized the customer was irate, the guest was irate, he would step outside.
Exactly.
And then you break the barrier by saying, let's have a cup of coffee, let's do this, let's do that. So
Absolutely.
there are ways where they don't teach you this, unfortunately, in school, right?
No,
in hotel
no,
school.
Absolutely. I mean,
they go by the
theoretical
book.
part to the practical part is absolutely
Absolutely
two
different,
different.
yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah.
You learn a lot of things while you are there
Yeah,
on the field.
And
on
this
the
is where the
grounds.
good leader will play this role.
Yeah,
Actually,
Yes.
those are the real teachers to us,
Yeah.
and this is the people who teach us during these situations the way they handle. We are just watching them, and we see how this manager react, and how I mean, as a junior staff or mid junior staff or something like this. When you look at the guest, you say, okay, this is the end of the world. This is going to be like a disaster.
True.
Yeah.
And suddenly you find the guest is laughing and he's fine and he's cool, and you're surprised what this guy did to the guest.
Yeah.
He turned him all and he became very kind like this. And this is how we learn actually.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, you as you said, nobody teaches you
Nobody
this. You
teaches
just replicate things.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
look at what
Exactly.
your seniors are doing. You try and identify and analyze what's went right, what went wrong, and
Correct.
you try to come up with your own. And some could be just
Yeah.
good at it, picking up and then
And that's what I love about even the education hospitality system is that I don't know if y'all guys had it, but for me it was mandatory for a 6 months internship during the 3 years.
okay. Yes.
So yeah, in the second
absolutely.
year I was
Yeah.
sent for 6 months on the floor, get real life experience, and then come back to the hotel, and then you start your second or third year or whatever.
Right.
So that was so important, because what you study on the books is
not the same
irrelevant
as
to
the
that, right?
reality. Yes,
Absolutely
of course.
relevant.
That's just that you start thinking. There are a lot of times I was thinking, what I've learned on the books is not what I'm
What-
applying
yeah,
on the
exactly.
floor.
Where is it actually?
It's
Where is
like
it?
a whole different world out
Did
of
not
there.
study this yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
told me
yeah.
about an angry guest coming and screaming at you,
Yeah.
and you wonder, what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, like for example, they will teach you in customer service. They'll tell you, maintain eye contact
maintain eye
and
contact.
don't listen and don't
Yeah.
Interrupt and all this kind of. Yeah, it's important.
Stay
It's real
calm.
life
Right.
experience. But unless you're on the floor and you're actually talking to the guests, it's a whole different thing, right? I mean,
Absolutely. Of
course.
you have to understand this culture also that
Yeah,
plays a bigger
you're
part.
dealing with different culture, different backgrounds,
You just
different
don't know,
levels,
yeah.
different ages.
You just don't know who might just get offended with,
Yeah,
with what you
exactly.
say. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think keeping a calm and composed is what is the most important
Yeah.
thing.
I just remembered a funny story. So when I first came to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, I came in as a reception manager with the Rotanas. And I remember my first customer complaint. Okay, it was a local lady. She was wanted to tell me. She was not angry. She was not. She was very demure kind of thing. And then what happened was the front desk boy came across to me and said, "Okay, Neil, there's this guest. She's a bit angry. You need to speak with her." And then I went outside, and my instant reaction, this is my first like customer
Interaction
complaint.
with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I
you
reached out my hand to shake. And for a good like 10 seconds, I
And
was
you're like, what happened? And then
and
you realize-
my brain's telling me she's so angry that she doesn't want to shake my hand. My brain's not figured that
Figured that
it's
it's
a
a-
Arabic
absolutely.
culture where you don't reach out. Until the boy who was next to me, he literally put his hand
Down.
and like.
Wow.
So and then I remember him coming back and telling me, saying, he's like, Neil,
Never shake your
ladies
hand.
don't
Put your
shake
hands
hands.
forward.
Don't do it. And I was like, okay, I didn't factor in multicultural environment
Yeah,
into customer
true.
complaint.
No.
But there's so many stories like this. You live and learn. You
Man,
might
it's-
embarrass yourself a little bit,
True.
but it's part and parcel.
When you
right?
think about it, you actually laugh.
Yeah, you
when
laugh,
you're like,
yeah.
okay, I had a bad day, but
Yeah,
it's at the end of the day, it's
yeah.
funny, it's part of it, and that's
and another thing, reaching to what you said prior to recording, like Ayman was saying, remember that I've slapped a guest and he's become my friend. But then a lot of times I've also had tough customers who are now, regulars, as you may
No,
call
for
them.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
80% of, I think 80% or 85% of the angry guests that I handled, they became my very close friends.
I mean,
And,
Yeah.
seriously.
you thought
Yeah.
that, and to be honest, and this is where you realize that they always say, put yourself in the guy's shoe. I mean,
Yeah.
put yourself in his place.
I mean,
Just put yourself. When you put yourself in his place, you will act even more.
Yeah, true. No, absolutely. I mean, if I pull out my phone right now, trust me, I'll find more guest numbers
Yeah.
than my friends in there. Actually,
Probably, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
of
I mean,
course,
in this so
yeah,
many years
yeah.
of you have actually
Yeah.
made a lot of
Correct.
guests as your
Yeah,
friends and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
It's-
I think that's the beauty of
That's the beauty,
of,
yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
being
even
in
now
this,
I have guests who I've known maybe 10 years back
Yeah.
who will
Yes.
call me and say, okay, where are you now
Yeah,
and what's
true.
happening? And even me, I sometimes end up making bookings for them in other hotels. You know,
True,
it's
true.
so
Yes,
it's become
yes,
like
yes, yes.
I had a guest, a regular who was in Beach Rotana with me in 2009. He called me the other day and he said, Neil, Habibi, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's been like, I just thought to myself, that's 14 plus years, you know,
Right.
and the guy remembered
Correct.
and he spoke and you're like, it's that, these are the small little moments
True.
that being a hotelier, really, I go back home and I think,
it's
I'm
sort
happy.
of an achievement.
Yeah,
You've achieved
I'm
something.
happy,
Absolutely, I'm happy.
'cause,
Yeah.
this small 5-minute interaction brought a big smile to my face, and this is what life as a hotelier is all about.
Absolutely. I had this British couple once,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I must have done everything to make them happy.
Okay.
Okay, and went out of the way. Even for that matter, I didn't even ask my GM that I want to do this. I just did it.
Okay.
It came out instantly,
Yeah.
and still they were not happy.
Okay.
But what happened is, I think I did something in the process which they loved. And later on, I think a week or two later, they came back with a very big email, sending it
Okay.
to me and to my general manager, saying that at that moment, I think we were literally very
Yeah.
harsh.
Yeah.
But what Nikhil has done, we
Yeah.
are now coming
Yeah.
back to you. So, that was like, okay, it kind
Yeah.
of, you feel that you've done something. Today, they are my best friends.
So
I mean-
Nikhil, if you ask me from as third person, I think what they recognized was your passion for hospitality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because if you do it if you love what you're doing in hospitality, and
Yeah.
even if the customer is not happy, at some point of
Absolutely.
time, they are going
It
to
will be not
understand.
true. Yes, yes.
It's
correct.
not always about
Correct.
compensations
Yeah.
and
No,
giving
no,
them and all
yeah,
that and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just about you literally getting down in their level and trying to feel and empathize with what
Yeah.
they've gone through, and
The most important
that's where-
that they feel that you care.
Yeah,
you
that
really
you
care.
care, yeah,
You really care.
and they see it, yeah. They
they see
clearly
it.
see
Yes,
it
yes,
in you,
yeah,
and that's where they were like, you know what, it's okay. Mistakes can happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, so
Definitely.
Yeah.
that's the beauty, I guess,
Yeah.
about this industry.
Correct.
We can go on a lot about customers.
Yeah,
But I want to get into a little bit. Now, in your current roles, you guys are managing hotel operations, which have, you're working with, a very diverse team, highly skilled team, managing different departments, different functions of a hotel. What do you guys believe what are the skills required to excel in this role? So, for example, if there's a hotel management student right now who's looking at this interview or this conversation, and he has a dream of being in your shoes, what do you believe are the skills required for him or her to be successful?
Look, there are a lot of qualities a leader or a manager should have, I personally believe. For me, some of them, I would say the top ones are first and foremost is the leadership, where you're able to motivate the team, guide the team, right, show them the right path. Flexibility for me, it's I think hospitality need lots of flexibility and the adaptability, because you just don't know what situation might just hit you in, and
Right.
you got to be prepared for any sort of a situation. You one side you have a guest having a fight, for example, or on the other side you have a guest having a serious issue with with the room or something. Anything is just possible. So that adaptability is I think is very important, and of course the communication skills.
Yeah.
If you talk more into go deeper, obviously you have to have your analytical skills. You've got to understand the data, the financials, the books, that's where you come in budgeting and all that stuff. And commercial is obviously one side of it, while customer service, as we said, is the prime. Because if you don't have a guest, no matter what you do, it's all pointless. So excellence, customer excellence is obviously it's something on top for us, and we put a lot of efforts because it's very important that you really have a lot of repeat guests. That's where you see where you are, and all that stuff. So yeah, for me, I think these are some of the
Correct.
right.
But anything to add on that?
I would add the teamwork. Don't ever think that you will success alone.
True.
There is no one will success alone. So teamwork is one of the main cores for to achieve your goal. And if you want to be tomorrow a leader, you need to make sure that you are really working within a team, not independently. And for me, as well as a hotel manager, or if you want to have this hotel manager mindset, is to look at the small details. Small details always makes a big difference. Maybe not for you, but for a guest.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys on this. So, for me, from my personal experience, it was, you usually grow within one department. And then what happens is you're highly skilled in that department. So for me, it was like all three of us, front office. I reached a stage where I was managing front office. And then as you move into the hotel manager role, you kind of have to put that as in it's one part of your daily job.
Absolutely.
You're managing a front office manager who already knows what front office is, or you've
Right.
hired this right guy who understands the operation. But then you're also leading a finance manager. You're leading a chef,
An engineer.
an engineer. Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
so that I think at that point of time, you need to understand rightly how you said is that you need to respect that these people are masters in their jobs and they're they know what they're doing is. Your job is, like you said at the beginning, is effective leadership.
Yeah.
You are making sure that he or she in his or her department is excelling, and you are just a, how do I put it? You are part of that. You are just helping him or her be successful.
Correct.
And that's what's exciting. You know, I love that about managing a hotel because, apart from the normal, you have customer service, but you're also you're taking a little bit of credit as to the successes that come from the different sections of a hotel.
Correct.
Although it's not easy, I would say.
No, it's
because
not.
a lot
Of
of
course, yeah,
people
it's
are
not.
looking up to you
Yeah,
and they see what
exactly.
you're doing and how you're taking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So it's like
And-
you're on the spotlight.
Yeah, and it's even more difficult, I
Yeah.
think, for us guys in a place like Dubai
Yeah.
because it's multicultural.
Absolutely.
You have to
Yeah.
factor in that you may have a European manager who's reporting to you
Yeah.
who thinks completely different from maybe an Asian manager.
yeah, true.
And then so how you probably talk with that Asian manager is different from how you will have to have that conversation with a European manager.
Right,
But
right.
overall, the skill set would be is that I think as hotel managers, we need to understand that they are masters of their game,
Right.
and we are just supporting them in the
Right.
overall success of the hotel.
And it's a learning for us as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's a
Yeah,
learning.
yeah, yeah.
In some
single day.
areas, maybe we are professional in
Yeah.
front office, but you learn more in
And
F&B.
it's a
you
learning
learn
process. I think we never
maintenance.
stop learning.
I'm sure that you have visited your
Yeah.
Water pump and you
Absolutely.
learn
No,
about the
true.
valve and
We
Yeah,
go sometime
yeah.
and mop
Exactly.
the floor. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
process. Which
it's
is
a
fun as
learning.
well.
It's a
Yeah.
learning
Yeah.
for us.
I mean, I remember when we had these heavy showers
Yeah,
last
exactly.
year. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
literally
Oh,
I
my
had a
God.
situation where water was coming into the lobby, guys.
Absolutely.
It was
Same
crazy.
thing. Absolutely. It was crazy, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and I
was.
was literally with the housekeeping boys, mopping
True.
the hotel and just making sure the water doesn't come into the hotel.
True.
I didn't go home that day because it
Yeah.
was obviously Dubai was a mess. It was difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
It
one
was
of it's an experience.
Experience,
Yeah,
yes, it's an
It's
experience.
where you add. I still even now I remember my engineer will come and tell me he's telling me about the air conditioning system.
Right.
90% of it is going over.
True.
But I'm like nodding. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. What do you think? And I have this small little trick where, for example, if they're asking me something, I answer the question with a question. So I'll say, so what do you think is the
Just
right
end
way
up,
to do it?
exactly. You just end up giving a solution, right?
Yeah,
You
because
could,
I don't have the
yeah,
answer. You have to
absolutely.
come up with the answer. Otherwise, I'd be the engineer,
Right.
that kind of stuff. So it's fun. I
It's
love
fun.
this
No,
about
seriously.
coming into a little bit about values. What are the important values that you think are what, as from a personal point of view, what's important as a hotel manager? What are the important values you need to have on a day-to-day basis?
I think it goes with the same that we have discussed now about what you can identify from this hotel manager rule. Again, the teamwork, the adaptability, how you
Absolutely.
are very flexible from day to day operation. We don't have a fixed day. Every day is something new. Every day is a different situation. Today you're overbooked, and tomorrow you have a slow move.
True.
And you have to be very flexible and ready with plan A and B and C and D. This is how is our day. We don't have a fixed day. We don't have a fixed day.
You
You
can't
wake up
say,
in the
okay, today
morning
this
and
is
you
what
see
I'm gonna do. Yeah.
how's today is going to be.
Exactly. You cannot really ever.
So I think flexibility, adaptability is one of the core values of working in a hospitality.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sure that you have.
Of course, I agree, and for me, it's more of the friendly way of
Yeah.
moving around, as I said, and I keep saying I'm the people's person, so I really want to like to make sure the team is comfortable because if they are not comfortable, then that's where things starts going wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sure.
so yeah.
So being,
that's-
I think for me, it has been about, again, like you said, starting from the core of being friends
Yeah.
with everyone in your team.
Right.
I think you have to throw out this notion that I'm the boss.
Right.
Because the minute you say I'm the boss, you come with a certain kind of values that will hinder growth, which will hinder, successful teams as such. So for me, one of the key learnings for me as far as value was humility. You start off by saying,
Absolutely.
you put the guy up on a pedestal
Yeah.
and say, you know what, your best way to get things done, and how can I support you to be successful in your job.
Right. There's one incident, Neil, that I just remembered, and this is what till date, I take that as a learning in my life. When I was a receptionist, I had my manager who was sitting in the office all day long and just calling and giving instructions. Do this, do that. I said, at one point, I really got fed up, and I was like, I can't take this anymore. You don't know what's happening outside. You're sitting in the office and you're calling me
Yeah.
endless time.
Yeah.
I have a guest to serve.
Yeah.
So I went back and I was like, I can't do this. You come out and see what's happening before
Yeah.
So I really got mad, and he was shocked because I'm a very silent kind of. I
person,
mean, I'm
so
not
he
someone who
didn't-
gets upset very
okay,
easily.
yeah.
So I was a very calm guy.
Yeah.
But he literally took me, to the level where I just gave up, and then he understood the
Yeah.
amount of pressure at that
Yeah.
moment, and he realized that probably he's done more. So this is what I take today, because you being in this leadership role, you
Yeah.
got to keep a cool.
Yeah.
You really got a cool. You cannot just get mad at something and just flip and all that stuff. So because you just
Yeah,
come across
That's
so many
very right.
situations.
I have a similar experience where I have two different GMs. One was the same personality, and he was acting like for the full hotel, including department, he's like a god. If this guy showed up in the lobby, everyone literally gets scared of him. And I think this, for me, I was thinking that this is not the right example or something. In the other hand, I've met also different GMs. I worked with different GMs. One of them in Rotana's time. And where I realized that maybe this guy is really looking at all the team. Is hi, how are you today? Like when my mother passed away, and I never expect that he would come and say I'm sorry for your loss and all. And he really attended me. I was still junior staff. I mean, maybe he doesn't know my name, but he knows about this incident, and he stepped into me and he say, I'm sorry about the loss of your mom. And I was like really very happy that how could this guy really
Recognize
know
that
this,
and
and
know
it's
that.
very nice of him.
I think that the right balance is very important.
Yes.
When you know that someone has done something wrong, you have to sometime hammer. That's I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, you got to really
Yeah, you need to be
check
firm.
the person up in a firm.
Need to be
Yeah,
firm.
and when someone does the good job, you go and pat
It
the
have to
back
be
and
balanced,
say,
yes.
"Well done." So I think that right balance is very important.
Just to
in,
avoid the misuse.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's one thing that you take. For me, I take from this the most successful hoteliers, I believe, are the ones who started from scratch.
Absolutely.
You know,
And not by
because,
chance.
Yes,
Definitely.
you know,
Absolutely.
are the ones who have done your job, who
Yeah.
understand stress
The crux
levels.
of the-
You understand that that we're all human beings.
True.
Because I have had instances where people have walked into managerial roles with no prior experience.
Absolutely. Right.
And they assume that this is a corporate office,
Office,
and
and then you can
sit
do
in
whatever you want,
Yeah, you
and
sit in an
no.
office and you direct people
No,
how to do
absolutely.
it.
No.
So
It doesn't
I
work
think
anymore. I
It doesn't,
think
yeah,
it
exactly.
doesn't work anymore.
So I think to be successful as a hotelier, you have to, for lack of a better word, clean those dishes and mop those floors, and clean those rooms, and pick up that luggage
Absolutely.
to make you successful, because you need to empathize more than anything else, and you need to
Understand
respect. We're all human beings.
Absolutely.
I use
Respect
this
is the
sentence a
most
lot, saying, the blood flowing through your hand and my hand, whether you clean the rooms or you wash the dishes, is the same.
Yeah.
So if you are a good leader, is one who probably empathizes and understands that the people are probably stressed and you need to react differently.
True.
Which nothing to say that, which you also mean you have to be firm. I mean, if someone's doing something wrong, you have to
You gotta
be
be-
direct.
yeah,
Okay,
true.
this is what you need to do. Maybe you'll phrase it in a different
Absolutely.
way and get things done.
Right.
Let's get into the future of hospitality. What are y'all guys excited about hotels? I mean, how do you all see the hospitality or the hotel landscape changing over the next 5-10 years?
Actually, it's started already. I just watched recently a video where they start using the AI already. Hologram hostess. The hologram was actually the GM. I don't know if I can say the brand or no, but yeah. So they have this glass kiosk where the GM is in a hologram, and he start to welcome the guest. Once they pass by, he say, "Hi, how are you today? All good." As a hologram.
Right.
For me, I would say that robots are already in our life now. You can see them in the restaurants, you can see them in the stores. So robots will play this role. For me, once they are going very aggressive with the AI, I think walls will talk, will react with the guests. Because now the voice commands are there. Switch on the light, switch off. So the walls will take your orders. It will be a touch. I think so.
AI is going definitely. Artificial intelligence taking over stuff so rapidly today, but I think it has those pros and cons, because it's a very big topic. I think altogether, if you talk
you
about,
need to
because
have a
then
separate-
where is the human touch there? You know?
exactly.
But for me, I think another AI is definitely one thing. Second, I think what I see and where the future is more towards sustainability.
Yeah. True.
That's where people are looking at now. Even the local authorities and all, everyone is trying to push towards becoming, the plastic free and all that stuff. So sustainability is a way forward, I would say. And I know for sure DTCM, for example, is moving very fast with this coming up
Correct.
with new green
We have to say
keys and all that
congratulations
stuff.
to you.
Yeah.
So Nikhil's Hotel actually won one of the Dubai Sustainable
Oh,
Awards
yes,
recently. So
absolutely,
well
yeah.
done. I'm
Thank
sure
you
you've
very
been,
much, yeah.
as a leader, you are
We've been on the farm and
have a
collecting.
big hand in this.
Yeah, true. So yeah, it has been.
I wanted to touch base. We're kind of running out of time, but I just want to quickly touch base. So when you're hiring candidates, what is, obviously we're looking at the future of hospitality. We're looking at the next generation being leaders in and running successful operations. So when you're doing those interviews, I know, all three of us have been with one chain where we've
Right.
got the full spiel, a 3-page,
CV.
I said, no, what you call it, the interviewing skills.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is,
exactly.
right?
ISS, yeah,
ISS,
absolutely.
whatever.
That's
Yeah,
not
we
there, by the
understand.
way. Huh? It's
Okay.
long gone.
Oh, is it?
That's not there. It's just one page now. And
Okay.
Thank God.
But I mean, when you're talking to candidates for interviews, what are the things that you're looking for most importantly?
For me, to be honest, obviously it's depend on the position. Yeah, what kind of profile that you're looking at. Obviously, every single profile has a different set of questions, and you want to understand their personality and all. So if I talk about, let's say, a very junior position, I only look at couple of things. For me, it doesn't matter where you come from. What college have you passed. For me, what matters is how hospitable you are, how friendly you are. Are you someone who's flexible or not? I think for me, that's all what matters. And for me, for the new juniors, I literally talk on their, how hospitable they are. That's more what I try to get out of them, and giving them the kind of, insight about what kind of people that you come across, and keeping that cool is how important it is, and all that. So that's mainly what I look at, to be honest. And if you obviously move on to higher positions, then you look at obviously their
Experience.
experience, what have they
matters, yeah.
achieved, what they're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
looking forward to, what they want to achieve, and then some of the those kind of stuff. I would say.
Sorry, I mean, you can't expect college graduates or interns to
Of
come
course.
with experience.
Absolutely.
And
So-
I think this is a vicious cycle that a lot of college students or recent graduates are struggling
Right.
with. They go for a job and they say, no, we want someone with experience.
Right.
And then how do you expect to get
Yeah, come
experience
on,
if you don't
that's
get a
where you
job in the
start
first
somewhere.
place? And this is what I love about hospitality,
Yeah.
because
just pick you.
they give you the experience at
Right.
least in the 3 years, and then you come with some level of
Right.
understanding what the job is.
As
all
long
about.
as you have a communication skills,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ayman, for you, when you're hiring candidates?
For me, it's mostly the same. I look at especially with the junior stuff. I look at personality. Personality is very important. Skills you can enhance.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
that skills you can enhance system wise. You can teach. You can do
Yeah.
all this, but personality is very difficult to change.
Yeah.
Because this is how they grown up, and if, for example, they are not patient, they are high blooded, get angry so far, they cannot handle the panics and all. This is, I think, you cannot teach this. You
Yeah.
cannot teach.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's more about personality.
Yeah. I agree with you all guys. It's I look as well as to the person, whether they're confident speaking, and that's what's important from these. When you're looking to get into hospitality, as long as you have the right skills, language plays an important role now, especially in a very
Absolutely.
multicast.
True.
If you have more languages, then you're more able to succeed,
Yeah,
especially in front of
multilingual
the
is
face
absolutely,
roles
yeah. True.
and stuff like that.
Right.
But great. So thank you very much. We've run out of time. It was a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Friends
so
of
much
mine,
for
Nikhil
Thank you
and
so
Ayman.
much. No. Pleasure is all
it was
mine.
it was great having you here and chit chatting. It's pretty much how we usually have our chit chats
True.
over a cup of coffee.
But
Thank
you
you.
really brought a lot of
Yeah,
memories back.
yeah.
Man. You really brought that. It's amazing. Seriously. I mean,
Actually,
we should have
much.
one
We should do
episode.
couple of more,
We should do
yeah,
more.
exactly.
Yeah. This is
Thank
the
you
one
so
thing. This is the
much.
one thing with the podcast. You always run out of time because you
Right.
have such great conversations.
True.
But thank you very much for
personally-
joining me on this first episode. The plan is, as I told you, I will have enriching conversations like this with many more hoteliers.
Right.
And hopefully inspire maybe one or two along the way to be successful as you all guys are.
You're
Thank you so
absolutely
much,
in the
and thank
right
you so
path,
much.
Neil, and we wish you all the best with
Yeah,
what you
thank
want to
you.
do.
All the best.
And
Thank you so much.
we would love to come back.
Sure.
We'll
Part
come
two.
back. We'll take questions from them and ask them any specific questions Nikhil and Ayman can answer.
Right.
Thank
We'll
you
do
so
a
much
part
for
two,
this
definitely.
opportunity.
Good.
I'm very happy that I'm here today and sharing all these memories especially that we are all
At least you
coming
got to
from
meet,
the
right? After how many years? You got to meet
That's
in this
correct.
at least. So,
That's
yeah.
correct.
That's great.
Good.
All the best.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys.